Hello, we are doing a bonus video, and I am absolutely excited. The news of Assassin's Creed Mirage has just come out. The trailer, despite being FMV, looks amazing, and it will focus on Bahim from Assassin's Creed Valhalla. So, if you know me, if you know my channel, I'm an Assassin's Creed geek. I've dipped into it occasionally on here, but I don't want to bore everyone with the details. So, I'm just being blunt and being honest. I did love the last trilogy. Origin, Odyssey, and Valhalla. What I didn't love was the 150 hour plus RPG. I detest crafting with a passion. When it works, it works. When it doesn't work, it doesn't work. But it does take me out of the experience. I hate leveling systems and skill trees. Again, when they work and they have their place. And it always felt like a really weird move with the Assassin's Creed series to make it an RPG. Where before it'd always been more cinematic, story-driven gameplay. And it would be frustrating because it would be like, oh, there's this area and that area I can go to, but the problem with that is that I can't go there because literally I will get slaughtered the second I walk into the building. So you can see the problem here. And having to level up and do all that, and it's a really slow grind in those games, it did get frustrating, and they never seem to end. But I love the story and I love the characters, and I remember getting the original AC game back on the Xbox 360 and playing it to death. I loved it, despite being unfinished. And even I knew it was unfinished back then. So, going back to the new game, Mirage, what do we know? So, Baghdad will be its main setting, but there's also going to be Japan and what looks like a few other places. I can't wait. I think Bahim has such an interesting story. I think if you don't know this character, please go to the AC Wiki. If you've not played Valhalla, his information is there. But he's a fascinating character, and the first time we get to live a story of a character who is actually alive in the present and was alive nearly over 1,000 years ago. There's a whole thing here, and if you haven't played it, I'm not going into spoilers. On the other side of it, I'm glad they've gone back to this cinematic, more action gameplay. Literally, I'm so happy they've gone back to that. When you look at the smoothness and cleanness of the Ezio games and the other games that came after it, despite their flaws, they never felt clunky. There was never those moments that took you out of the story, and I'm a gameplay and story guy. I like very cinematic gameplay, but I do like a good story, and I need both. And I need them to interline, and it did just get frustrating, leveling up, grinding, and doing all of this stuff in the newer games, just to be able to not get my head chopped off when I walked in another building. And skill trees, like I said. And I don't mind elements like that, but when it's the main focus, it kind of gets frustrating. I also think returning to that cinematic, stylish, action stealth gameplay will be, I think it'll be refreshing. It will be what it needs to kind of just go, okay, this is how it started, this is Assassin's Creed, and this is why it's great. I do feel like these points in history that it's going to are going to be spectacular. I'm not going to give too much away. You've probably seen trailers at this point. But like the height of Baghdad at this point in history is fascinating. And that's another reason I'm a history geek. And that's what got me into the Assassin's Creed series to start with. Be it Renaissance Italy, be it the Crusades, be it the American Revolution, be it the French Revolution, all the way through. Like, these eras in history fascinate me. I have an obsession with ancient history as well. Greek and Egyptian, Roman, Spartan. You know, we can go back there. And I also have this weird obsession with Vikings, which I've had since I was a child, by the way. I had a Lego, was it Playmobil or Lego Viking set? But what I do say is that I really hope they pull this off. I know it's going to be buggy. I know there's going to be updates, because modern gaming, ladies and gentlemen, modern gaming. But I'm just happy to see this return to the core gameplay of Assassin's Creed, to that brilliant stealth action stuff. And I miss that. Exploring cities and locations where you can run across the buildings and all of these places. I miss that in Assassin's Creed. There's a lot of open space in the newer games, and I say a lot of open space in the new games. A lot of you just running around on a horse or a boat or figuring out where the hell I'm going. And I won't lie, I do like a little hand-holdy moments. I do like to know where the story is going next. I don't like it when the story's too open. Maybe that just comes from being a film buff. I mean, the trailer looks spectacular, and I know it's not gameplay, it's cinematic. But I've also seen the test level of this Japanese Assassin's Creed, which looks beautiful. So I do wonder how this is going to look. I'm loving this art style they've done. It's a real flashback to the older games that I think that kind of much slightly romanticized, that's the word for it, look that is missing from the newer AC games. I do wonder how they're going to handle this. I don't know much about the story, but I'm genuinely excited. I'm looking forward to this, and I can't wait to play it. So, please see, I make positive content, I make happy stuff, so I cannot wait. So I will talk to you guys later, and I hope you guys enjoyed this. Bye.